Hey everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat, and I'm here today with a project for Quality Crafts, and I will make sure that I put a link in the description box below so that you can find this adorable dolphin. And if you're new at coloring and you want to practice on something that's not real difficult, something like this that only uses a few colors is like perfect. And I still will get out my very easy, simple images because I just like to practice, and it's something that it helps relax me when I'm having a stressful day or whatever. So if you're new to Copic coloring, Jen has, she has more intense and more in-depth images, but she has a lot that would work well for new crafters and new people who are learning to get into coloring with different mediums. So make sure that you go and check out Quality Crafts as soon as you can, because I'm sure that you'll find something there that you just love, because Jen is a sweetheart and she's got some really cute stuff. And so right here, I'm just coloring my little dolphin, and I will make sure that all of the colors are listed on the screen for you so you can see what I used. And then just a little R20 there for his little mouth. And I use my Recollections detailed scissors, and I cut him out. I love those scissors. I know I say this every time, but I love those scissors. I've had those things, I don't know, I'm guessing close to 2 years now. And they still cut just as nice and sharp as the day I got them. And so if you're looking for a pair of good detailed scissors, Recollections scissors might be just what you're looking for. And lots of times you can get, they go on sale 50% off or 40% off, so keep an eye out. And so I'm just finishing trimming him up and cutting out the rest of his little nose. I had so much fun with him. I did something I've never done before with this card, and that is some, I guess, more like a scene building with my inks, and I don't usually build scenes with my inks. And here I'm just going around the edges so that if I messed up or missed anything, it looks like I cut it perfect, which we all know I never do. But we're just going to let that go and pretend like I cut it perfect. But this was something I've never done, and I enjoyed it. I cut out die cuts and stuff for my background, but have never done this. So here I'm just putting my white glaze pen down so that I can get a nice white spot for his eye. See how that looks cool? I love that. And then my black glaze pen will go down next, and it'll still look like it's wet, but it's dry. It's just shiny. And then I go ahead and put the little dots in for the white in the spot in his eye to give him his highlight. Now here I just take a full sheet Post-it note and I attach it to a piece of paper to make it easier to cut. And here's where I start marking off where I'm going to be inking. And this is the Post-it note tape, and the other one is a full sheet of Post-it note where it's all sticky except for one little tiny piece. And so I get it all taped off the way that I want, and I get out my distress inks, and I'm getting ready to get started with this. So I use mustard seed for the sun, and I tried doing this with the oxide inks. I didn't have a lot of luck. So I went back to my regular old stuff that I love, and everything went smooth. So here I'm just putting back down a mask. Now you can see it keeps popping up. It's popping up because I didn't give the ink a chance to dry. But it eventually, with a little bit of help of my hand, stays down so that I can continue my inking. And I'm just going to come in with my wild honey distress ink for my next color. And I start putting the building the color up, and I'm using Strathmore Bristol Smooth paper. So this stuff is the best for ink blending. It goes on so quick and so easy. And here I use candy apple. I go from the yellow to the red, and when I blend them together, it makes the orange that I wanted. And I'm, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging on myself, but I was so tickled with how this turned out. And I'm not perfect by any means. And now I'm going in with the chip sapphire as well. But I'm going to need to practice a little more because I love the way it looked, but I know it's not exactly right like I've seen other people do. So one day I'll just sit and practice until I, get it down. But I really enjoy doing it. And this is probably one of the reasons that I don't do a lot of water-based like cards, because I struggle with, figuring out how to, deal with something in the water. And so this was so easy. It was so nice. It was just, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So I'm going in first with the broken china, and then I will move on. And I didn't get it dark enough or as dark as I wanted. And you can see I got a little yellow there as well. So I go in with the peacock feathers to try to kind of blend that out. And it blends it out a little bit, but it leaves just enough where it looks like it's the reflection of the moon on the water. So that just tickled me to death. It was like, whoo, look what I did. Yep, did that on purpose. And so right here I'm just putting some white fun foam behind my image and getting ready to attach it to my Recollections blue 110-pound card base and lining it up. See how good I'm getting at that? I'm proud of myself. And now these are the mini action wobbles, and they have these at Honey Bunny's Treasures, and I will put a link for them as well as my little dolphin. And the only thing, this is the first time I've ever used them, and you don't get as much movement out of them. And I've heard other people say it, but I was thoroughly disappointed. I'm almost wondering if I could take it off and try to cut down a large one, because that's my favorite part about using action wobbles is they move all over the place. And I wanted it to appear as if he were jumping out of the water and right in front, of the sunset. And I felt like it needed a little bit more. So I went and I got my Fisker's Cloud Punch, and I punched out 2 clouds, and then I'm just inking the edges of them with tumbled glass. And you can see there on the right, I penciled in something, but I wasn't, I didn't do it with I didn't commit yet. Let me put it that way, because I was nervous. But then once I get the clouds on, now here I come in with my Copic multiliner, and I put my little birds in. And then I just felt like once I put those in, he felt complete. He felt empty before. So I was real tickled with how it turned out, and I hope that you like it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to practice your CPR, craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Bye.